Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, today we are going to be taking a look at the Benchmade 470-1 Emissary. Now, the Emissary's been around for quite some times, but this is really the first time I've really ever had a look at it. Now, it was kind of interesting. I picked this one up when I was down in Portland here a couple weeks ago. Zach and I were getting everything all boxed up and stuff for our big giveaway we did. And Zach was able to get us an appointment to go in to Benchmade, because you have to have an appointment to even remotely step in the door. I think they said they only allow 2 people in there at a time, which was cool that they let us do it. So, and I appreciate Zach getting us in there for sure. So, because I knew I wanted to get a 945, I'll be getting you'll be seeing that review here shortly as well. You'll probably end up seeing it in this video. But I was looking through the case, and the Emissary was just sitting there. It was just sitting there, and it was like, I looked in it, it looked back at me, and it says, "You must buy me." And I'm like, really? Really? And it's like, well, yeah. Why wouldn't you? And I thought to myself, well, I don't know. Why wouldn't I? And I couldn't come up with a good answer. So I bought it. And I'll discuss why here in a little bit. But like I said, the 470-1 Emissary, full aluminum body here. Lanyard hole. Lanyard, folks, rejoice, as Zach would say. Now, to me, that's just, it's in a kind of an odd place. It's really kind of high on the knife. It doesn't bother me a bit because I don't use lanyards really at all. So it's kind of a little bit of an odd placement, but whatever. You can see there you have screw holes for an ambidextrous clip. Now, there you go, deep carry clip. Now, I will say it actually came with a satin clip on it. And when I was looking at it, and Zach was like, that would probably look good with a black clip. And I'm like, you're probably right. It would look good with a black clip. So I got a black clip to put on it. I didn't get black screws. I don't know. What do you guys think? The rest of the hardware is still that kind of, what do you think? Should I go with black screws? I mean, I think if I went with black screws, I would want to black it all out, but I really don't want to black it all out. So, yeah, let me know down in the comments. Black screws or stock screws. Anyway, like I said, full aluminum. You can see it is pretty much a closed off construction. Your quote unquote black backspacer there is basically integrated into each half of the scale. Now, the Emissary, it's an Osborne design. You already kind of saw that, definitely, right there. But it is also an axis assisted knife. It does have a lock right there. So it is assisted opening. When that lock is engaged, no thank you, not coming open. Unlock it, pow, jumps right out there. Now, as I said, there you go, Osborne design, Benchmade.com, S30V blade steel on it. Now, axis, yeah, you're not overcoming anything with that. You definitely have to close the blade to overcome that spring. Snappy little bugger. Man, that's a snappy little devil. Once the Emissary and I had this sort of mental conversation through the glass in the case, I was like, all right, let me see the Emissary. Got it out, looked at it, started flipping it. It's an Osborne design. Yeah, the 940 was pretty much my first, grail knife. I'm like, man, it's right. I'm going to have to buy it. So there you go. That's how I ended up with the Emissary. Let's get some stats on it real quick. Small knife, without a doubt. Let's check it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 6 7/8, just over 6 3/4. All fully open. Your handle, you're looking at 3 and not quite 4 inches, which is going to give you a blade of right about 3 inches with a cutting edge just under 3. So there you go. 3-inch legalities taken care of. Grip. This is where it gets kind of small. Your grip length, I mean, if you use the whole handle, you're getting about just over 3 inches of grip, which to me is okay. I can get a full 4-finger grip on it there. Now it does, I mean, it's gone. There's nothing left over. Maybe it's more like 3.9 finger grip, but it feels really good in my hand for sure. So let's get some comparisons out there. So, well, we always do the bug out, so we're gonna put the bug out there. Bug out is definitely a little bit bigger knife. Not by too much, but a little here, a little there. So, and then of course we're gonna pull out the PM2 just because that's what we do. And obviously PM2 is a much larger knife in pretty much all aspects. Well, with the exception of, yeah, a little bit more on cutting edge too. But here you go. Here's a really good comparison. Its partner that I bought at the same time, the 945 Osborne. Pretty darn close. Actually, the Emissary is a little bit longer than the 945, to be perfectly honest with you, by about, God, it might almost be a quarter, between a quarter and a half inch probably. A little bit bigger. Close it up. We'll get a weight on it real quick. All aluminum. It's, guys, I'll tell you right now, it's a fun carry. It just disappears. 2.2 ounces or 61 grams. You guys know I like to carry the bug out, and I got the, this. I like to carry it almost as much as I like to carry the bug out. And then, of course, I got this as well, which is another small, yes. I love carrying all three of those knives. Very, very much. So let's take a look at it. We'll see how it sits in the pocket. Boom, gone. It's gone. Yeah, it pretty much disappears. Now the clip, I think I'm gonna have to tweak the clip a little bit, because there you go. As you can see, now I do have some thicker jeans, and it does hold pretty well, but I'm gonna have to get in there and modify it just a bit. I'm gonna have to squeeze down and get it to grip just a little bit more, because it does sit up a little bit. Overall, what do I think? I'm digging it. Like I said, you know, you guys know the 940 was kind of my first real grail, and this being an Osborne here, I'll bring this out, the 945 again. I mean, you can definitely see the Osborne DNA in the knife, especially through this portion of the blade. You know, I mean, it looks, I mean, the blade looks pretty much like a 940 or 945 in this case, up until obviously the blade shape change. But you definitely can see the Osborne DNA in it, and that's just what, I mean, that spoke to me. It spoke to me, I'm telling you. It told me, you gotta buy me, and well, I did. But overall, it's a really good knife. Now, those of you, again, with larger hands, might not be so inclined. Can you choke up? You can. I mean, you gotta be careful. But I mean, you could choke up if you really needed to, and just keep your finger, you know, tight on that portion of the handle right there. But you don't have any protection for slipping up. I mean, obviously, you're not going to be wanting to do any of that motion. You know, maybe definitely some draws. You know, some, if you're processing cardboard or whatever, you know, you could do some downward cutting like so. But yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. It feels really good to me. It feels a lot like the 940 does in hand, to be perfectly honest with you, except the 940 is a little bigger, of course, but pretty much everything, that aluminum handle, and the aluminum has got some decent grip on it. Not bad at all. Now, I'm not sure if I said this before, but the Emissary's been around a while. This is not a new knife. It's a new knife to me, because I've never really messed with an Emissary before, and I'm really glad I picked this one up. I know a lot of folks out there aren't crazy about assisted knives. Doesn't bother me a bit. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I'm really, really happy that I picked it up and can pair it with its new buddy as well, the 945, which you will be seeing a review of here very shortly. And who knows, you might even see the 470-1 Emissary again because, well, they're just kind of buddies. You know, I bought them together. They hang out together. They're just pals. They're buddies, you know? That's the way it happens. But there you go, guys. That has been my review of the Benchmade 470-1 Emissary Warren Osborne design. I thank you guys very much for checking it out with me today. As always, like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to y'all. Until next time, I'm going to tell you the price before we get out of here because I didn't do that. About $190 on this one. So, not a cheap knife by any means. S30V steel, Benchmade Warren Osborne design. I forgot to tell you the price, guys. Sorry about that. And I forgot to tell you what the review team with Blue and Little Red now, what they gave it. They definitely gave it an 8.5. Solid knife. Nothing wrong with it. Does exactly what it's supposed to. Nothing really stands out about it that would make it, you know, really higher than that. But it's a good solid knife. So there you go. Sorry, guys. I forgot you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They're sitting over here looking at me like, hey, you know, we do our job here. My apologies. But there you go, guys. Now, you can like, you can subscribe, and you can leave me that comment. Let me know what you think about the color of those screws, guys. I'm really interested. As always, until next time, guys, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.